Nothing opposes God.
You see.
Otherwise, it's not God. Every human is having that mind, which is a basket. But the content differ. So the content for, let's say, the Muslims, what is inside their mind is different. The content for the Christian is different. What is being told, what is receiving, what is believing, they are all inside the mind. We're going to help the children to awaken the higher centers. And once a child's higher center is awakened, then it will resist indoctrination and present the reality from within. I'm going to bring out certain techniques and how to really approach the children from as they are starting to grow up, so that the children will be able to tell what switch down is and what switch up is.
Right, good evening, brothers and sisters. Once again, welcome to Jan Cosmic Foundation. And today we are discussing children and spirituality. And this is a controversial topic. Do children really need to know about spirituality? We have Dr. Baffour Jan here to find out more answers from him. Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening.
Thank you for your time. Today we are discussing children and spirituality. Before we get to the main topic, what is spirituality?
Yes. Spirituality, to understand, first, we are spirits.
We humans, we are spirits.
Yeah, we are spirits.
Okay.
So, the understanding must go beyond just the mind.
Okay.
When mind understands something, it is different from realizing that you are spirit.
Okay.
Mind cannot understand spirit. So, all the endeavor to understand spirit with your mind, it can never yield results. But you bypass mind, and there it is, spirit. Okay. It's almost like something simple. You see, when your mind is using the five senses to know things, through your eyes, through your ears, through tasting, smelling, feeling, and so on, then you get to know. So that type of knowing can never know spirit.
So you have to bypass
because spirit
the five senses.
is not in the external things to be seen, to be heard, to be felt, to be tasted, and so on. Spirit is something, it's only when you switch off the externals.
Okay.
You switch all the externals off before you become aware you are. Because always you are, but what you are is not part of the things you have switched on. So you switch on seeing. What you see is not spirit. You switch on hearing. What you hear is not spirit. So all the things we switch on in this world, when you switch them all off, then it remains spirit.
Okay.
So your mind functions only with these external things. And for you to be able to switch off completely all these external things, then you switch on the mind, because the mind is the thing which is making these things function. The mind makes the eyes function. The mind makes the hearing function. So if the mind is switched off, hearing, seeing, smelling, all these things, they are gone. So spirit is therefore beyond the mind. So the knowing of the spirit is when all these things have been silenced. Then spirit comes forward as a realization, something you realize.
Okay.
Yes.
And so the knowing is the spirituality. The knowing that you are a spirit is the spirituality, or?
Yes, but the word knowing always seems to have something to do with mind. You see,
okay.
That is why we prefer, or I prefer to use the word realize. Realize is the self-knowing, but just not to confuse it with the knowing process where you are using the mind.
Okay.
So I prefer to use the word realize.
Okay. So realizing that you are a spirit, is the spirituality.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is spirituality different from religion, or does it have some connotation or relationship with religion?
Religion is supposed to mature into spirituality.
Okay.
So if it doesn't get there, religion is just worldly.
Okay.
Yes. Because all the things you'll be told in religion, you are told and you receive it in your mind. And mind is not you. So let's say you have a basket and you are carrying it. So all the things you receive in the basket, it's not you, it's something yours. But it's not you. You are there and you have something. So you have mind. And all the things we gather in the mind, it's not you. You see? And in the long run, you can take the basket and put aside. And there you realize you are minus basket. The real you is minus the basket. So mind is like a basket you are carrying. And the content of the mind, the books we read, and all the things that go on, the instructions, and all the religious directions given us, we receive them inside our basket. Now, if the instruction, among the instructions, there is one instruction that says, hey, try to be freed, because the more you are putting in this basket, it's a load, it's bondage. So take the basket, put aside, and see how free you are. Are you getting it?
I'm getting it.
So spirituality does away with all indoctrinations. So people are carrying, every human is having that mind, which is a basket. But the content differ. So the content for, let's say, the Muslims, what is inside their mind is different. The content for the Christian is different. What is being told, what is receiving, what is believing, they are all inside the mind, the basket. So the content of your mind is different from somebody's content of the mind. But ultimately, the real you is carrying these things. If you take that basket and put aside, and that Muslim, if you're a Christian, you take it and put aside, and the Christian takes the basket, which is the mind, and put aside the spirit that Muslim is and the spirit that you are, same. It is God. The God in him or her and the God in you. But when you are carrying the basket, all those things are not you, and they are just part of the bondage. Okay. It's a luggage. Okay. You see. So the real liberation is beyond these things. Okay. Yes. So spirituality, as you ask the question, that is what. Okay. So religion, you take things inside the basket, hoping that among the things you are taking in the basket, the information, one of the things will point to the fact that, hey, take the basket, take it and put aside, and that is your liberation. So, but if you put, and there isn't that instruction inside what you are putting, then you are missing everything.
That was what I just wanted to say. You see, from infants, we've been putting things in the basket, we've been putting things in the mind, doing those religious stuff. And I don't know, let's go straight to the point. Do children really need to know about spirituality?
The truth is this. The child comes as a baby. The basket doesn't have a content yet. So it has it doesn't have much weight. The basket is empty. So the baby is closer to realization than the grown-up. That is why the Christ was saying, the kingdom of God is like the children.
Let the children come to me.
Let the children come. For them, theirs is the kingdom. You see? So it says, unless ye become like a child, you cannot enter the kingdom. Unless you take all this basket load off, you can't enter the kingdom. You see? So in actual fact, children begin to put in the basket because they came to meet people whose baskets are full. Their parents, the other grown-ups around them, their baskets are full. A lot of baggage. And we are teaching them letting them also put inside their basket to be like the grown-up. So they are doing it, and by and by there are new things we give them to put inside. That is the beliefs, and we teach them certain things and they put inside. So in their mind, in their basket, as time goes on, it's becoming heavier and heavier. And in this generation we are in, right from babyhood, they are coming up. Then we let them, we let them put. So the child begins at an early age carrying something heavy in his or her basket. And that soul is confused. Grown-ups are confused, and the kids, grown-ups makes them feel like they become grown-up even at early age, and that is very good. But in actual fact, there is something wrong with it. Because growing up, as we think, is when you have put a lot of things and you are carrying very heavy load and on your spirit. Then you say you are grown up. And the child will put a lot in their basket and we force it on them to carry. and we teach them to take more and put. And whatever they find in our basket, we tell them the same they should also have. So all these beliefs we have, then that child, hey, believe it, also take this. That is the essence. And he shouldn't even question it, just put inside.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I went to Sunday school.
Yeah.
And there was a topic about God. So after that, I asked our Sunday school teacher, who is God? Who is the parent of God? Is God having any siblings? I asked him so many questions about God. And our Sunday school teacher told me not to be asking such questions. Because I'll go mad when I keep asking such questions.
Yes.
And so I was even ashamed of myself, and I stopped asking about God until when I was older. I saw your videos some years ago, and I followed you to Takra. They asked you about the concept of God to Kumasi, and the explanation you gave me was very amazed. Children. In our part of the world, you see, children don't have say in some of these things.
Yes.
How do we help them?
Yes. In fact, very soon I'm coming up with a program on children.
Wow.
And it is Save the Children program.
Save the Children
program.
Okay.
And there I'll bring out a lot.
Okay.
Yes. But for now, as a question you have put, the understanding we should have is that something goes on in the body and mind, and that makes us susceptible to certain things we drop inside our basket, the mind. You see, first of all, the body itself, as I have always explained, is having some centers inside them, which is 7 centers.
Okay.
Yeah, the lowest one and the second one, if they dominate in frequency, in expression, then we are mostly, the soul is trapped in a body that will be like animal body.
Okay.
Animals, the lowest and the second one, they are dominant in the animal. Now, when you come to a human body, then the consciousness is going beyond the two below. And the next two, that is the third one and the fourth one, they become activated like that, and you become human. Now,
so if you've not watched that video, you can check the links down below. We'll place that video down there. We have we've talked about the 7 energy centers in one of your videos, and we will put the links down below. Doctor, continue.
Yes, when a child comes, is having a human body, so the centers are already set to be activated up to a certain point, let's say up to the 4th year as a human. But if the child in the cycle of evolution, if the child has reached beyond here, that child will have the other upper centers vibrating. But every human, the 4th and the 3rd and the 4th are vibrating at some level. Now, if the baby is growing up, the aspirations within the baby should be to really clear the luggage, become lighter, and by so doing, the upper centers will begin to vibrate. So that should be the aim within a person's life. The lifestyle we live should free us of the luggage. The lower centers already attract luggage, but the higher centers remove luggage.
Okay.
Up to the heart center puts in luggage. From the heart center up takes out luggage.
Okay.
You see? So if a baby is growing up and the grown-ups he has come to meet are only putting in luggage, that means they are using only the lower centers. It's a tendency we push on that child to do the same. So the child took birth to come to the higher centers to relieve itself of all this bondage. But if we don't guide the child, and rather our own confusion of putting in, we let the child adopt the same. And then the children, it becomes a vicious cycle. The children come and they are as confused as the grown-ups. Yes. So we need to know how to awaken the higher centers in the children as they are growing up. And in fact, when it happens like that, the children become more balanced. The external situation may be trying to put things inside them, but they resist. There is resistance. So, because there are forces to take things out versus forces to put in things.
Okay.
You see? So if the child develops more power in the upper regions so that it's taking out things from its mental basket, then it will resist the indoctrinations they are putting in the child. The child goes to school, the friends are indoctrinating the child, and even in several cases, teachers are also doing it, indoctrinating the children.
I was looking in one of my kids' books. They were doing opposite in meaning.
Yeah.
And the same God, my word has written, the opposite of God is Satan.
Just imagine. It's indoctrination. Nothing opposes God.
You see?
Otherwise, it's not God. You see? So the definition of God that some people have is not a true God. But a true God cannot be opposed.
Okay.
You see? So in any case, let us see. Yeah, the question you were saying, one child came to ask me, I think, from school. He was asking me, why is it that the Christians are worshiping God and people like the Muslims, they don't want to worship God? They don't want to worship God. I said, hey, you, who taught you that? Who taught you that?
Wow.
Pure indoctrination. Is it? It's indoctrination. See, so, in actual fact, we need to allow the children to develop their higher faculties, which really is a step up.
Okay.
As I used to say, we have step down frequencies and step up. So the step up is not happening in this generation. All the grown-ups step down, step down, step down. This worldly, the lower side of the consciousness, awareness is spread down here. So it is all food and sex. Food, sex down here. The energies are down, 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 down. But the child should be helped. And of course, when it comes to Save the Children program that I will launch, we're going to help the children to awaken the higher centers. And once a child's higher center is awakened, then it will resist indoctrination and present the reality from within. And knowledge from within will be flowing for the child. It will balance it with the external things we are learning in school.
Okay.
So the child will live a balanced life. See?
Okay. We will come to that program,
Yeah.
but can we parents do something now? Maybe you can show us something very small so that we can help our kids to develop the other centers that you are talking about before we come to the program you are talking about.
Yes. You see, it's pluses and minuses. So indoctrination is minuses.
Okay.
It's, and if you you get and go along with the child to develop the pluses, then it is something you yourself must understand, because grown-ups themselves are confused.
You don't know. So what are the pluses? The pluses, what are they?
Yes.
The pluses and minuses you are talking about.
Yeah. Now, for example, if you have a television, the child, just like the eating process, when you eat, you put a line between eatables and non-eatables. Non-eatables are poisons, toxic things. So you teach the child not to eat the poisonous food. Something is poisonous, you let the child know the difference.
Okay.
You see? So the same way, things that are going in, it's not only through your mouth. There are things going in through your eyes, and there are poisonous things. Okay. If I say poisonous things, things which are indoctrination and entering into this mind and giving bondage to the child more and more. And there are things the child is hearing through the ears, and is going to also cause another problem.
Okay.
And grown-ups, we are careless about that, because we ourselves, we are bombarded and we are susceptible, and these things are entering us so much. Because of that, we don't give attention when those things are going to the children, also entering their eyes, entering their ears, and so on. And in the long run, they end up in bondage like ourselves.
Okay.
You see. But we want to set them free so that the generation coming will become more or less like a golden age. The children will be functioning differently. They will not be in bondage. But the parents will have to work on themselves as well to be able to help the children.
Okay. We have to work on ourselves before we help our kids.
Yes, that makes it easier, you see. That's why I say pluses and minuses, because if the parents are putting the minuses for the child and comparing the child to become more burdened mentally, you know, then for sure we are doing disservice to the children. See, so we have to work on ourselves first.
Okay.
See, that makes it easier
for us to help our kids.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Now you are watching Jan Cosmic Foundation. We are live here this and every. Subscribe to our channel, comment if you don't understand anything, and share our videos with your family and friends. Doctor, now tell us about that program. You said Save the
Children.
Save the Children.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that program.
Yes. See, with that program, very soon we'll be launching it.
Okay.
And with that program, Mostly the grown-ups have to hear how they can put the lifestyle for the children so that it takes the bondage out, or it resists bondage. You see, it builds the higher centers, the higher faculties. It switches on the step up. It's a transformer. The brain is like a transformer. So it can switch down. It is also going to switch up if you know how. And I will be teaching how to switch on the transformer to step up the frequencies for the children. And the grown-ups have to apply the same principle for themselves. That is the point. Because if grown-ups remain as they are and the children are switching up, sometimes they interrupt the children. They counteract because they are not on the same frequency.
Okay.
You see, so I'm going to bring out certain techniques and how to really approach the children from as they are starting to grow up, so that the children will be able to tell what switch down is and what switch up is. And you'll be surprised that they will love the switch up.
Okay.
The switch up brings expansion. If I say expansion, expansion of joy, expansion of peace, expansion of love. And children are in tune with it right from childhood. But switching it off is what goes on the more they grow up.
So even they are the best people to switch theirs very faster than even us.
Yes, they catch it up because they haven't dumped in their basket so much.
Yeah.
So it's easy for them to switch on rather than the grown-ups. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll bring out the techniques at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I think it's for children, but most importantly, parents should come and guide their children.
Yeah.
And you said you bring the launching date later on.
Yes,
so we should
very
watch
soon.
out.
Very soon.
Okay. So you can watch out for the date of the launching. Just subscribe to our channel and watch out for that. When the time is due, you get to know of it. Doctor, please, we want to end it here. We don't have enough time. Your final words.
Yeah. Yes. There is something everyone appears to be missing. And when you see people moving up and down, it is that which they are looking for. But all the things that cross our way, we think it is that thing. But in the long run, we discover that we have been cheated. It's not a thing. Then we move on to something else. And in the long run, we realize it is not that. And it goes on until people become old and they die. But then, the truth is that that thing, we bypass it in searching, in going about. It is inside.
Okay.
And the child is nearer to that.
Okay.
Because the child has not become too outward yet. So it's nearer to that thing because it's inside. See, take for example, when a baby is in the womb of the mom, the awareness, the only activity going on is a heartbeat. And it's so silent. And it is only the subconscious mind that is aware of the heartbeat. So the child has not developed external objective mind. So the child will be using the subconscious, and its awareness is only heartbeat. So, the baby comes out and gradually begins to pick the basket. That is the mind, because when that is the objective mind. Now, the objective mind, the baby lying down, is not, the eyes are not seeing, the ears not hearing the first day, is not aware of anything. But when the awareness is coming, it means it's taking a basket. The mind is beginning to function. Objective mind, of course.
The external world.
External mind.
Yes.
So, when that happens, from there, all the other things can be put inside. We can even put fear inside. Because sometimes we do something to frighten a child. We say all kind of things, and the child is absorbing them. Grown-ups are conversing when children are there, and the things they are talking about, things the child picks. You see, they are all recorded. They are all dropped in the basket. And we need to train the child, help the children to really be fully occupied with spiritual frequencies, so that they resist all these things, external situations. Yeah. So that is it.
Wow. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Yeah.
Thank you too also for watching. As Doctor rightly said, you can help save your child. It's even in the Bible. In our local language, we say, "Che abrofrano kwampa onfaso, unyina onfri ho."
Yeah.
Yes, and it's in our one of our proverbs that ubinchira abofra nyame, which means the child already knows everything. It's a spirit coming up.
Yeah.
Thank you once again. Thank you too for watching. Please subscribe to our channel and see you in another video.